How COVID-19 symptoms have changed with each new variant. The symptoms of COVID-19 have changed as new variants have come to dominate infections, credit Getty Images. With a new variant of the SARS-CoV-2 virus causing a spike in cases, it is demonstrating just how much the disease has changed since the pandemic began, and what happened to COVID-19. Hassan added that his symptoms were thankfully mild, but he is just one of many people reporting their first ever positive test for the virus responsible for the pandemic, SARS-CoV-2, 4 years on from when it first began spreading around the world. What are the symptoms of JN.1? When COVID first came, it was characterized by these very odd, vague symptoms, from brain fog, feeling exhausted, and losing taste and smell, says Ziad Tukmachi, a GP at Chartfield Surgery in southwest London, UK. Now I feel it's mutated to more similar symptoms to the flu, where it's very difficult clinically to distinguish between the two. While this might all suggest that the virus is evolving to become progressively less pathogenic, epidemiologists believe that the reality of the situation is more nuanced. The virus isn't necessarily less pathogenic, says Greg Towers, professor of molecular virology at University College London, UK. Rather, it's infecting a population that are less inclined to become sick, because they've seen SARS-CoV-2 before, and they're better at regulating their immune response against it. Hospitals in Shanghai have been overwhelmed as the city experiences a surge in COVID-19 cases, credit Getty Images. Towers says the major lesson over the course of the pandemic is that the symptoms which appear in patients are highly dependent on prior immune status. In the first 2 years of COVID-19, the responses of an individual patient to the virus were primarily dictated by their state of immune health, along with prior exposure to other coronaviruses. Now, in 2024, this is determined by a much more complex cocktail of factors, including how many times that person has already been infected by the virus, their vaccination status, and whether their vaccination-induced immunity might be on the wane. Still, SARS-CoV-2 is also constantly mutating, something which is also subtly shifting how it attempts to invade the human body. The JN.1 variant has an elevated ability to evade the immune system, for example, compared to other Omicron subvariants. But this is also altering the way it affects the human body.